So this is the DC-X2 by Viltrox, and this is a 2000 nit, $202 field monitor for your video needs. And I would say it's very close to the Atomos Ninjas of the world, and it actually has a 6-inch screen, which may be a little bit big for some people, but in my opinion, the bigger the better for me. I like to see as much as I possibly can and get the exact framing and the exact look that I want out of a monitor whenever I am shooting on set. I've used this monitor for 2 big music videos that I shot, and I've also used it for a lot of my YouTube videos. I actually purchased my own Viltrox DC-550 for myself because I loved this so much, and I wanted something a little bit smaller just so I could have versatility within this. So there are a few different variations of this, and this is not the most expensive one that you can get, but it is right under that. The DC-X2 actually has SDI ports, and I don't need that, but if you're more of a professional videographer, that's something that you may need to look into, and that's the video you should hop over to. But honestly, everything is just about the same other than the ports, so maybe this video is for you. I just want to show you what it looks like on your camera with the Sunshield. This is how it looks. It fits very well on the camera. And yeah, it looks really good, honestly. The Sunshield is kind of big and goofy, but that's okay because you can take it off very easily. And honestly, whenever you're shooting out in the bright light, the 2000 nits is so bright that you kind of don't really need one. But I do like the way that it looks, and it is nice to have a shaded screen just in case you need that. So you get a headphone jack on this so you can listen to the actual audio whenever you need to, and you also have a ton of function buttons on top, and this allows you to customize this screen as much as you want to. One of my favorite things about this is that you can plug in your own LUTs, and I use this every time I use this monitor. I'm using it on my other Viltrox monitor right now that I'm viewing myself on to make sure that I'm in the frame, and it looks like it's going to whenever I edit this in post. It also comes with other advanced tools like waveforms, and I think that's something that we all need to use, and having a histogram so you can see all of the things that you need to right on the monitor. And it's great because you can also view the video while you're viewing all these other things, and the screen's so large that it doesn't really take that much away from the screen, and you still have a nice box size for your actual video footage. Clean, it works really well, very sharp. This has 60 Hertz of refresh rate at 1080 or 30 Hertz 4K. I personally just shoot 60 Hertz at 1080 because I don't need that much resolution whenever I'm just reviewing what's going on, and due to the focus peaking that comes with this that you can turn on blue, red, and green, you can see what's in focus, and it just makes your life a lot easier, so there's not a lot of guesswork there either. It has an intake on one side and an output on the other side, so the air just blows through. It has a fan inside to dissipate the heat, and that's something that's really good about this, so you don't have to worry about it overheating in extreme conditions. And I believe that this would work really well in extreme conditions. I was in Florida during the summer. It was in the 90s. Never had a problem with this whatsoever. Phenomenal. It worked great. Another great thing about this is it does have the NPF battery, and I did say earlier that it has this really cool function where you can click the button and it shows how much battery you have left. And I just love the white color of this. It looks really cool. That's something that you don't see very often, and that's special to Viltrox. And you can actually charge it with a USB-C if you're on the run. And I think you can order as many of these as you want to online as well if you do like that. And it also charges like a normal battery. Speaking of charging, you can also run this through DCI-in, or you can use USB Type-C to run it as well. So if you have a power bank, feel free to shoot as long as you possibly can with this. I personally have about 15 to 20 of these batteries, so it's not a problem for me, and I probably won't be using that, but it is there if you do need it. To load the LUTs on there, the instructions they give you are not very reliable. You have to have a USB thumb drive to actually put them onto here. So you can't just drag and drop them from your computer onto the system itself. You do have to have an external thumb drive. So just keep that in mind whenever you're trying to figure out how to put your LUTs onto this. I think one thing that a lot of people are gonna like about this is it does have a quarter mount thread, 2 of them, one on the side and one on the bottom, so you can do vertical or horizontal shooting with this. And I think with this day and age, having social media content is very important, and this screen definitely leans into that era. The HDMI cables that it does come with a mini HDMI, but it doesn't come with the one for the A7 III, so that's something that you would have to purchase separately. One cool thing is if you're on the right side of the screen, if we partition it 50-50, if you hold down and pull up and down, it boosts the backlight. So it's just intuitive. So you can go up and down with the brightness by just sliding up or down on the screen. And on the left side, I have it set to volume. So if you're listening in to the headphone jack, you can change the volume as well. If you just click on the screen, all the options pop up, and you have the histogram, the vector scope, the parade, the full waveform, and then your 3D LUTs that you will potentially put in, and it does come with a few. The next screen would be peaking and zebras, and you can flip vertically and horizontally. Like now, if I was watching myself, I would want it to be flipped so my right hand would be on this side like a mirror rather than my right hand being on the left side, if that makes sense. You also have marker color, and you can have your grid, and you have several different markers as well, like 4:3 ratio, 2:35:1 ratio, 1:85:1 ratio, and 9:16, which would be vertical. I'm turning that off completely. I intend on getting an anamorphic lens pretty soon, and having the ability to squeeze it within this actual screen, super helpful. I know that's something that a lot do now, but it is really nice that you can do it on the screen and not have to worry about the camera doing that work for you. It's all right here. You also have, of course, brightness, contrast, saturation, hue, sharpness, backlight, and color temp. And then you have other settings where you have the fan speed. I have mine set to medium, and I can hear it right now. It's very low. I'm gonna put it up to my microphone, which will make it sound a lot louder than it is, but it's not really that loud. And then we can go to low or high. That's loud. So medium is where I stay. And you can fix your function keys, which are on top. And with that, you can easily go to all the places you need, like false colors and your histogram, waveform, parade. And these are a lot of things that I don't use. I use a lot of just how I see things, and maybe that's a bad thing, but I do. And these are the basic functions of this actual monitor. And I have not had any issues with it whatsoever. Sometimes the touchscreen can be a little bit finicky, but I think it's just getting used to it. And after I got used to it, it became second nature. So it was very easy to get used to after a little bit of use. In my opinion, I love Viltrox. They do such great things, and they make really great products for such a low cost. Even their pro lineup of lenses that they have, like the 135 and the 16mm for the full frame, not to even talk about all their other full frame lenses that they have, they're not as good as those in my opinion, but like the 27mm 1.2 Pro lens for the APS-C cameras, amazing. One of my favorite lenses of all time, probably top 4, and it's incredible. I just love Viltrox, always have. I've made tons of videos on my own accord, not being asked to do anything from Viltrox. Fortunately, they did send me this screen, although I already have one. And yeah, this is really nice of them to send me this to try out, and I do love this. And I'm glad that I have two, because I have a smaller one and then I have a larger one for big production things that I would be doing. The smaller one is definitely more for me making YouTube videos, something I can throw on, or if I'm trying to be a little bit more discreet. These are all the things that I think you need to know about this field monitor. It is really great. 2000 nits comes with the Sunshield. It also comes with a protective screen that you can put on, and I love the battery. I hope this video brought you some kind of knowledge about, is this something that you need or want? And I believe I would pick this up definitely over the Atomos lineup, because that's what I need. I don't need anything more. I don't need anything expensive. I need something to get the job done. I need a bigger screen on top of my camera to see what I'm looking at. And the 3D LUTs are incredible. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, peace.